Right, welcome back, YouTubers. We're going to do something I've been meant to do for ages, and that's do the seat adjustment on the Hunter. But before we do that, we need to see what the problem is. So I'll bring in my able assistant from the back.
Who is the problem?
Here she comes. Here comes Debbie McGee. Right. So we're going to adjust this seat so Karen can actually not only flat foot it, but certainly get on there. It's a slow process, isn't it?
It's on a slope. I don't want to
Yeah.
it.
So the bike is upright, but you're sort of tippy toe, aren't you?
Yeah.
On that, really.
Yeah.
So that's the problem we got. Right, and what we're going to do, we're going to reprofile the seat. This is the original seat. So obviously, you've seen my other videos. You know, I've got the signature seat on, which I use. So this is the original seat, and there's a hell of a lot of padding on there. So if you jump off, Karen, as best you can, slowly. It's like this bike bounces when it falls over. It's not a problem. And this is what we're going to do with that. So we're going to take the profile. I'm going to cut it here and try and follow that line to there. But I'll use the top part of the seat, not the bottom. So I'll cut the foam and then take the remaining foam that's still connected to the seat, remove that, and then stick that back down and see what we've got. I'm hoping we're going to gain about another 2 inches, something like that, and that should be about right. But we're going to decamp to the garage. Hopefully that'll work. But who knows? Could go all terribly wrong, couldn't it? But I'll see you in a sec. Right, welcome back to the garage, guys. So, I was going to show you the tools that I've assembled for this expedition into the seat foam of the Hunter. So, I've got pliers, sort of broad knife just in case, craft knife with a long blade, because I think this would be easier to cut. I know people use the electric carving knives, and you know the blades are really thick on those, and I couldn't find one that wasn't covered in oil and bits of beef and stuff, so I gave up on that. A couple of screwdrivers. I got this screwdriver, which I made this for something. I can't remember what it was for, but I think this is going to be useful for picking the staples out, and then obviously staple gun to reattach. So the plan is, well, the reason why I'm doing this, so as you know in the first bit of this video, is so that Karen can reach the ground. I always find this, it's a very thick, broad seat, this. And Karen's not the tallest in the world, so what I want to do is obviously cut along this line, keep the shape of the seat itself so it doesn't upset it too much, but it'll probably just be this deep. So we should gain quite a bit. Now Karen did sit on the bike without the saddle on, and she could flat foot it, but obviously we've got the frame and stuff to incorporate. So, but I think that's going to work, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, I've got the the signature seat, which is the seat I normally have on it. But what we plan to do with this bike, because this is now sort of like a sort of surplus to requirements, I suppose. We're probably going to do a bit of a camping trip with Karen on this bike and me on the Interceptor. She's got the panniers and all the rest of it. So just a bit of fun. Probably in June, something like that. We're just going to take a couple of days. We might go to the Isle of Wight or down to the New Forest. And we're going to put tents on, all the rest of it, and just for a bit of fun. Because Karen's Street Triple is not really the sort of bike you might want to do that with. Where this we could just load it up a little bit, and the Interceptor. So, first things first, seat off, and let's see what we've got to do. That's off. Lovely. So, I'll show you what we need to do. Actually, I thought there was more. I don't know why I thought there was more staples. It looks different to how I imagined it now. So we've got to take these staples out. What I thought I'd do, because I thought about it in my head, was I'm going to leave the front staples in for now, and then basically peel it off from the back and just sort of bring the whole padding forward. Obviously, we've got the seat itself is actually splayed out in the middle, so that's why I'm going to keep. That's why I'm going to keep the profile, so to there, so that it will still fit the seat. I may have to still shave some of this back, but we'll see how that goes. So next thing is start removing some staples. Let's see how we get on with that job. So my little weapon of choice is actually working here, which is good. These are quite easy to, he says, as he makes it. Oh no, your weapon of choice is broken already. Hang on, if I've got a little bit more of it left. No, right, we're gonna have to go in with the Leatherman. Oh, I got about 5 out with that, and it worked really well. Stand by 1. Going in with big knife. You just know this is all going to end in terrible bloodshed, don't you? Well, they're coming out anyway. Right, I'll speed this up and then you can catch it later. Or catch me whilst I've lost all my fingers and there's an ambulance on station. Right, so I've now pinged them all the way around. That was actually really quick, it took me a couple of minutes. And I've left those ones in the front just for now, behind those bumps. Right, it's Leatherman time. Pick those out. This is actually, it's got an elastic around it. So I suppose that even without the staples, that holds itself in easier. So yeah. Problem is I'm going to have to pull this much tighter, so this would be right the way in. So if I can get away without cutting the actual vinyl once I've reattached it, all the better, but we shall see. Right, ping out time. Remembering not to leave them on the floor so I get them stuck in my tyres. Right, that's that bit done. So let's see. You see that, yeah. This might be, well, taking this off is going to be, oh look. Interesting. So that's, it's got like, bring it up so you can see it properly. It's got like a plastic coating on it. It's already kind of weight. I mean, we only Karen sat on here a couple of times. So, interesting. Let me put you back here for a sec. See that? If you can see what's going on. Good. That's good. That's what I wanted to happen, was to be able to do that. Now, it's nice we still got the contour. I won't take that plastic coating off. It's almost like a sort of bin linery material, so I won't take that off. So let's see how it's going to go. This is like sort of in for a penny, in for a pound, this is for the whole lot. So, right, I shall start cutting and see where we get to start with. So I'm just going to cut a line here to start with and see how that pans out. Either well or badly, wouldn't it? Right, I'm going in. Be gentle, doctor. Okay, sir, it's going to hurt me, then it's more going to hurt you. Okay, this is quite a robust foam. That's why I'm not too worried about not having so much foam on there. So I'm going to go turn it and then do the same thing the other side. By keeping the contour, because the vinyl is shaped that way, it'll and I'm removing the bottom portion, not the top portion. It should keep its shape or go back on better, but who knows? We're gonna find out, aren't we? So, right, we're going well in now. This is the weirdest thing. Okay. Ugh. Hopefully this won't be one of those jobs that I said I wish I hadn't started. Because I suppose I can cut so far in and go down in blocks as such, but because I would obviously want to keep it level. I don't want sort of going at a really odd angle. Ooh, this is like really bad butchery, isn't it? This is. Now, give me a job as a butcher. I think I am going to take this thing off because I think that's actually going to get in the way. I'm not going to refit that. That's obviously so that the actual cover can slide on better, I suppose, or slide on easier. They're not daft, are they, at Enfield? They know what they're doing. Right, let's it's pretty dense foam, that. That's quite surprising. Right, let's because remember, it's the top that I'm keeping, not the bottom. So I need to remember that. Okay. Right. So we've got this down. So we're going to have slight issues. So that's where the contour of the plastic of the seat is. I don't know if you can see. Let's bring you in a little bit. So I did have a slight fear of this. So we got the contour of the seat is going to go there. So I think what we're going to end up doing is cutting this whole side off, and we may have to sculpt it internally. But right, I'm going to keep cutting, get this piece off. I think this is going to come off from one. This little piece here is going to come from one lump, because I think it almost goes straight into the seat frame, which is not such a bad thing because it means I can just cut straight into it. But I will come back in a sec once I've got to that point, so I've got something more interesting to show you. Right, update. So that's with that lower part taken off, and that doesn't really help me that much, because when you look at the seat frame or the seat base, that's what it does. So that's if I just put that on, it's going to sit exactly the same height. So almost it's as if I would need another piece of foam that I could just layer onto that, rather than cutting this one. So, but I'm going to persevere with this because this is the piece of foam that I've got, and obviously it is the shape. So I've got to now cut right down here and do this. So this is going to be interesting, isn't it? It's really going to end in disaster. Or I just get some foam and cut to that shape, glue it on, and put the seat cover on. So we'll see how it goes. But you know, this is a sort of gash seat, so this is very much an experiment. But we'll see how it works. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Right, so update. So you get an idea what's going on. I've obviously taken quite a lot of the foam off already. But the thing I've got with this, the way this seat is, so you can see that, because if I take that out, you can see that you've got this quite deep platform, which is the seat base, and I really do think that I just need a real thin piece of foam to go on there, because once you've got because the actual cover itself is padded as well. But I'm going to persevere, so I'm slowly shaving this down, and I will get down to, I think, a really thin slither, but I still got the shape at the moment. So I'll keep going, but I'm probably going to only want this, you know, a couple of centimetres deep. Remember guys, this is still an experiment. But the problem you've always got with this sort of foam, it's quite dense. And what you really want is like a giant samurai sword that you can just go through with it, or like one of those sort of hot cutting wires to do that. But we will continue, and I should be back in. But I think we will actually get there in some shape or form. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, where are we? Right, so I've thinned that right down now, and I don't think I can go any further. I'll just tidy those little edges up. But actually sitting on it with that, I'm actually really, really low now. So for Karen, it should be just about right. So I'm going to tidy these bits up, as you can see, and I've only managed to cut my hand twice, so that's really good. I told you it's going to end in a bloodbath, but we have got a lot of mess to pick up with bits of blood everywhere. So never play with sharp knives, kids. I'll tidy this up, and then I'm going to try and flatten this out. That'll go back over, and then I'll staple it up and just see what happens. It may work, it may not, but because it's only sort of like a temporary measure as such, because I'll put my seat back on when I need to. This will only go on when Karen needs it. It's neither here nor there, but as long as it looks fairly tidy, and that the end part I've left, so it should have a nice curve to it. But let's see where we go from there. But so far, so good. I've only lost about a pint of blood, and I'll be interested to see what it looks like once it's finished. Right, back in a sec. Right, I thought I'd just show you that quickly before I staple it down. So all I've done is actually just wrapped the cover back on, because it's got that elastic, that will sit on there. But I also need to tighten this, so I'm going to tighten all this down. But I think I might just get away with it. So it's going to look slightly odd, but I think once it's all tightened up and tensioned and restapled, I think it's actually going to be okay as a bit of a bodge job. So back in a bit once I've done some tightening and fettling. Right, here we go. So we are back at base, and we're going to get an inaugural sitting on where the bike is. So I don't think that came out too bad. It probably needs a little bit of tightening, but apart from that, I rode it back here and I was really flat-footed. But we're now going to bring on the lovely Debbie McGee to get a new try. Right, over to you.
Right. Okay.
Da-da.
Look at that.
Is that better now?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so it was worth it. So you're
Yeah.
pretty much flat-footed, aren't you?
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
I will be in my boots because they've got a slight heel. These haven't got.
Yeah.
One, but yeah.
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 Does it feel uncomfortable?
No.
No. So there's probably about, what did we say, guys? There was about that much foam left.
Yeah.
But oh, that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're, yeah,
I'm a happy bunny.
you got your mini Bonneville. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Brilliant.
I'd like to thank our sponsors today, Elastoplast, for the cut finger. I only lost half a pint of blood in the end, so that was good. But yeah, for a short amount of work, I think that's actually worked. And we still got the signature seat for me, so it's good. Next job is the valve clearance, which has still got to be done. But apart from that, yeah, another job done. Right, take care, everybody. See you in the next episode. Remember to subscribe. Goodbye.